sometimes it's gonna look cooler, sometimes it's gonna look a little bit more warm with the sandy tones. It just depends on the application of color you get. If I go back like this, you almost don't even see the brown and you just see that golden blonde. And I feel like knowing that we aren't alone is the biggest thing in helping us through this whole hair loss and wig journey. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Chiquel YouTube channel. My name is Amanda and today I'm going to show you 4 different Raquel Welch wavy styles in 4 different colors. But before I jump into it, I'm going to remind you to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can learn even more about alternative hair. Alright, now the wavy styles I'm going to show you today are ones that I've actually done reviews and comparisons on before. So I'm not really going to jump too far into all of these styles and explain all of them. You can go back and watch the reviews that I have on them already, but I will show you the colors just because it's obviously nice to be able to see all of these styles in as many colors as we can. And because these are all wavy styles, it kind of gives you an idea what each of those colors is going to look like on each of those styles. Because I do find that when you go from a wavy to straight, sometimes the color comes out and just looks a little bit different on a wavy versus a straight one. So this way you can just see what the color will look like typically on a wavy style in general. All right, so the styles I have to show you today are really popular ones with Raquel Welch. I have Wavy Day, Simmer, Simmer Elite, and Editor's Pick Elite. We're gonna start with, I think, my favorite color from today, which is going to be RL12/22SS, also known as Shaded Cappuccino. And I'm showing this on the style Wavy Day, which is just such a beloved style by so many. You can honestly never go wrong with Wavy Day. Let me give you a quick little spin of this. All right, so just briefly, Wavy Day has a temple to temple lace front that extends into your ear tab. We also have a full monofilament top, so you can change your part. There is a little bit of permatease in the crown and throughout the sides of your wefting here, and this is an open wefted cap. So it is a lower to medium density, but because there is some permatease in this, you can get a little bit of extra volume in here. So if you think you're getting a low density piece and that it's gonna sit nice and low profile, you might be a little bit alarmed when you realize that it can feel like it's a lot of hair sometimes. Okay, so let's dive into this color, RL12/22SS Shaded Cappuccino. Whenever you see the letters RL in the Raquel Welch's color codes, that's going to signify that it is a heat-defiant fiber. If you don't see the code RL, then that means it's just their plain synthetic. So RL, heat defiant fiber. 12 means that we have a lighter sort of neutral to golden brown in this color, which you can see in here. And then the 22 is going to be a really big highlight of sort of a neutral to cooler blonde. It is very heavily highlighted. So this is a really good mixture of that sort of neutral to lighter golden brown with the neutral to cooler blonde highlight. So it is very much leaning on brown blonde. You don't really know which way it'll go. And then we do have in the color code an SS. The SS stands for shadow shade, which is another way of saying that there is a little bit of a root here. So we do have a medium brown root. So since this color already has that sort of lighter brown in it, this root isn't too crazy. Like, you do see a root here, obviously, but it is nice and subtle and it smudges really well into the rest of this color. Shaded Cappuccino is a great color if you are a brunette wanting to dabble into the blondes a little bit. It's a nice sort of first step. And I love Shaded Cappuccino on these wavy styles because it's already such a dimensional color, and the waves in this give it even more dimension, which I just think it's so beautiful. Isn't it lovely, you guys? I just love it. Now, before I head into the next color and the next wig, I did want to make sure you guys know that if you are interested in looking at a bunch of other styles and colors and wigs and toppers and anything in general on other women just like you, make sure you come and check out Chiquel's Neighborhood, which is my Facebook support group that I have. I may be a little bit biased, but I truly believe that Chiquel's Neighborhood is just the most friendly group of women on the internet. There are so many caring, positive women in there who are there to help, who are there to educate you, inspire you, and it's a really great place to meet new friends too. You can come to Chiquel's neighborhood to ask questions, share your story, share your experience with wigs, and just get to know other women who are in the exact same position as you are. And I feel like knowing that we aren't alone is the biggest thing in helping us through this whole hair loss and wig journey. Now, not only can you meet and get to know all of these beautiful and amazing women, I also hold some really good sales in our group. The sales are exclusive to Chiquel's neighborhood members, and they run 3 times a week, and it's an opportunity for you to get some really good deals on some really amazing pieces. So if you haven't already, get on over to Chiquel's neighborhood and we'd love to see you in there. All right, I'm gonna bounce right into the next wig called Simmer. Now, Simmer is often known as like a shorter version of Wavy Day. It has a pretty similar curl pattern or wave pattern on it, but it's just going to be a couple inches shorter. It does have a very similar cap as well, with your full monofilament top, your extended temple to temple lace front, and your wefted cap. So overall, it's a very similar style, but a bit shorter. So let me put this on for you. This is in the color RL8/29SS Shaded Hazelnut. So going right from Wavy Day to Simmer, you can clearly see that Simmer is a little bit shorter. You are gonna find on this style that we have it a little bit longer in the front than it is in the back. It's not very severe. It's a very subtle change in length here, but there is a little bit of a length difference from back to front. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit sick and I'm trying to get over this cold, so I sound a little bit funny. I'm probably squeaking a little bit when I talk. So sorry if that's distracting for you. You're gonna find that Simmer has a similar density to Wavy Day, sort of a lighter to medium density. And then like I did mention, we have permatease in Simmer at the crown, and we do have a little bit on the sides of your wefting here, with that ability to change your part and pull it off of your face with that lace front. And Raquel Welch always brings that lighter color forward on their lace fronts so that the knotting isn't quite as visible right at your front hairline, which is really nice. My only pet peeve about Raquel Welch's hairlines though is that they're pretty perfect and they look like you have like a rainbow across your forehead sometimes. But other than that, their knotting is very small and they do a pretty good job otherwise. Okay, let's jump into this color RL8/29SS Shaded Hazelnut. So this color code has RL, which means it's a heat-friendly synthetic fiber. 8 is going to be this darker color that you see here. So this is going to be more of a medium brown. The 29 in here is going to be this heavy highlight we see throughout it. So this is going to be more of a reddish, coppery, hazelnutty color all throughout this style. This is going to lean warm, of course. This is not a cool color. This is definitely a warm color. And then the SS stands for shadow shade. So we do have a bit of a root here. Now, just remember though that this is already a brown color. So the rooting on this is going to make it almost look like it has some grown out highlights of that coppery color. And it's going to be very subtle and smudge really nicely into the brown that's already in this color. So that rooting is going to be very subtle. Anyways, this is a really beautiful warm color if you are looking for that warmth. And again, I do find with these wavy styles, it really makes dimensional colors look even more dimensional and even more beautiful. All right, I'm gonna jump into the next one, which is Simmer Elite. So I'm wearing Simmer. This is the original Simmer. They upgraded this cap to make Simmer Elite, which means it's a partially hand-tied cap with some closed wefting at the bottom. So it still has the monofilament top and the lace front, but you're gonna find that Simmer Elite is going to be a little bit less dense and it's going to have no permatease in it, whereas Simmer does have a little permatease. So if you like a little bit more volume, Simmer's your gal. And if you don't want quite as much volume, then you're going to love Simmer Elite probably a little bit better. And you'll also find that Simmer Elite fits a little bit snugger than Simmer. Okay, here I have this in the color Golden Walnut, which is the color code RL11/25. So this color code has the RL, which means it is a heat-friendly fiber. The 11 means that we have a light brown. It's like a neutral brown. So all the brown you see in it, that's the 11. The 25 is all of this golden blonde highlighted throughout. Now you'll find that this is a pretty chunky highlighted color. You can definitely see all the chunks there. And they really bring a lot of that color forward to brighten up your face. So if I go back like this, you almost don't even see the brown and you just see that golden blonde. And of course that golden blonde is in the front to really blur that knotting so that you don't see the knotting as much with that lighter color. But it is a very streaky color, I find. Let me spin for you. Now you will notice that this color code doesn't have the SS in it, so it doesn't have a shadow shade, it doesn't have a root. So all of those highlights go right up to the root. It doesn't look like you need to go to the salon and get your roots touched up or anything. And now, I don't know if you notice, so remember this is Simmer Elite. Simmer Elite is going to lay a little bit lower profile than the original Simmer that I was wearing just before this in shade of Hazelnut. And we do have a little bit of a lower density on this as well. All right, last but not least, I'm going to show you guys the wig called Editor's Pick Elite. So Editor's Pick Elite is actually gonna have the exact same cap as Simmer Elite does. It's that partially hand-tied cap with the closed wefting on the bottom, monofilament top, and a lace front that extends into your ear tab. So all of these Elite caps are gonna have the same type of cap, and they are just a lower profile, no permatease, less dense version of their original counterparts, really. So there is a normal or original Editor's Pick, but this one is the Elite version in the color Shaded Biscuit. Shaded Biscuit's color code is RL19/23SS. So RL, of course, means it is a heat-friendly fiber, not a synthetic. So you can use heat on this one. This is going to be a neutral to cooler blonde overall. We do have some platinum blonde in here, but you're also gonna see more of those sandy tones. I don't know if you can see that here where I'm pointing, or there's a little bit back here. So that's gonna warm it up just a little bit, making it lean a little bit more neutral to cool as opposed to completely cool. And I do find that Shaded Biscuit is one of those colors that sometimes it's gonna look cooler, sometimes it's gonna look a little bit more warm with the sandy tones. It just depends on the application of color you get. I have seen a little bit of variation in this color. And now, of course, we do have that SS, that shadow shade or that root here, and this is a medium brown root. Let me give you a little spin so you can see this whole wig. So again, this is the Elite version of Editor's Pick. So Editor's Pick Elite, which means we are going to have a little bit lower density, laying a little bit lower profile at your crown, so it's not quite as poofy as its original version. All right, you guys, that's all I have to share with you guys today. Hopefully seeing these colors right here in person, well, not in person, but you know, through the screen was a little bit helpful for you in order for you to see what these colors might look like on a wavy style. I know these were all kind of random colors that don't necessarily compare to each other, but I just wanted to make sure I got it on video so that you guys could see them as well. I'd love to know if you have any of these wigs, if you have Simmer, Simmer Elite, Wavy Day, or Editor's Pick Elite, and how you like them and what color you have too. Share a little bit about your experience with these wigs and with these colors. If you have any of the colors that I shared, let me know if you find them similar to what I've shown here on video as well. Like I always say, it's so nice to hear from members of our community to see what everybody's experience is. With that though, I'm gonna get out of here and let you guys go enjoy your day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye everybody.